Hey, Dr. Tammy here. I want to talk a little bit about stress around the holidays. I think everyone is stressed out right now. This sometimes is the anniversary of deaths of loved ones. Seems like wintertime just brings about a lot of illness, and that's the time that people are really stressing and struggling with things. Financial stress is huge. I was talking with a patient the other day who said that they used to stress so much out over the holidays, and they would go into debt and they would spend the whole year paying off what they had spent over the holidays and buying presents and gifts and things like that. And she said finally they just had to take control of that, and they started drawing names for the family. They said it was the best thing they ever did, and it really helped reduce some of their stress. So the main thing that I want you to think about stress around the holidays is how can you simplify? I'm sitting here by my little simple Christmas tree. My son and I put this up the other day, and we had so much fun doing it. It's really the only Christmas decoration we have in our house. And we used to have big Christmases, and I thought it was all about the big house and the big tree and all the decorations and all the presents. And my life has become so much simpler now. I don't stress and worry about all that. And, my son has a few little things that he wants for Christmas. My stepdaughters, we just keep it really, really simple, and it's really helped our lives a lot. My business is helping people with hormones and wellness and feeling good. And part of that's stress. So we really have to work with stress. My husband is the guru of stress. He travels around the world speaking. I just think he's amazing. And he talks about what he's coined the stress model. And I was asking him the other day, how do you define stress? And I've heard him many times talk about stress, but he says that the definition of stress is the brain and the body's physical, chemical, and neurohormonal reaction to a threat. And that threat can be internal or external. It can be sounds, it can be sights, it can be anything that we perceive as a threat. Well, stress can be a good thing when our poor little adrenal glands pump out all that cortisol or that adrenaline. You've heard these amazing stories of people being able to push cars off small children. I mean, stress can be really great. Stress can motivate us. Stress can move us in the right direction. I was praying the other day and I was like, God, why do we have time? Time stresses me out. And this still, quiet, small voice said, Tammy, you'd never get anything done if you didn't have time and you didn't have stress. So stress can be a good thing. But managing stress, what you do with stress in the long run is so, so important. And I like to break stress down into time frames. And I've heard people talk about it in terms of, is this a 5-minute stress? A 5-minute stress might be losing your keys. Is this a 5-hour stress? Maybe that's a deadline at work, or maybe your boss just showed up and said, hey, I need this, at the last minute. And that's only going to last about 5 hours. It's not going to be long term. Is this a 5-day stress? Sometimes it's, stress at home with a loved one or a child in trouble at school, something like that. A 5-month stress, maybe that's a financial stress that's hit you. You need to pay off a debt or something like that. Or a 5-year stress, maybe you've been hit with a major illness, diagnosed with cancer, something like that. All those are different, but our brain perceives all those stresses the same, and the chemical production of that being a threat is all the same, the cortisol production. And if we want to balance our hormones, the same chemicals that come, all of our hormones, sex steroid hormones that come from the ovaries, like the estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, DHEA, pregnenolone, all those come from the cholesterol molecule, but that cholesterol molecule also makes cortisol. And so if we're constantly making cortisol, our other hormones are going to get out of balance. So how we manage stress is very, very important. And I think of stress 3 different ways. There's physical stress, chemical stress, and emotional stress. So the physical stress can be from injury, trauma, overexercising, inflammation, arthritis in the body. Chemical stress can come from toxins in the environment, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, medications even. And then there's emotional stress, and that's usually from relationships, financial burdens, work anxiety, just feeling overwhelmed, holiday overwhelm, those kinds of things. And so what I want to do is just talk a little bit about dealing with emotional stress, because it's one of the biggest challenges that you'll face. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. Sometimes you just feel like you can't relax. You're at work, you feel like you should be at home. You're at home, you feel like you should be at work. You just can't really seem to calm that inner voice. And The first thing, besides just simplifying your life and thinking of ways to simplify, is just slow down. Just slow down. The Bible says, be still. Just be still for a little bit and think, how can I simplify my life a little bit? And that's really how you can just stop the madness. And so I want to break down, and I'm going to do each one of these in a little video for you guys. But the first thing I want to talk about is get help for physical stress, chemical stress, dealing with addictions. And I have some very specific things, and I'm going to do that on a different video, how you can deal with addictions and chemical stresses in your body. But some of the other things I'm going to be discussing with you in some of my upcoming videos are going to be, of course, get healthy, exercise. Exercise can reduce so much stress. I do the We Just Dance every night, and it's so much fun. It just feels good. I'm doing it for the Project Wellness for the office now, and it's just great to see everybody participating in that. So much fun. So exercise is great. Supplements, I've got some great supplements. Magnesium is wonderful. Niacin is wonderful. Some great supplements to help you with focus and nutrition, and there's some specific testing for food sensitivities you can do. Recognize how you feel. I'm feeling stressed, and just honor it, because sometimes we just push that to the side and say, I'm too busy to deal with the stress right now. So again, slow down, be still a little bit and say, I'm feeling really stressed. What's going on with me? Spend some time thinking about what you want. I'm going to talk a little bit about in some upcoming videos about setting goals and really focusing and accelerating your what you want in your life, because if you don't set those goals, it's like not having anything plotted in on your GPS. You're not going to get where you want to go if you haven't plotted that in. So focus on what you want. So many times when I'm having struggles in my life, I just have to slow down a little bit, be still, and I have to say, you know what? I want this for my life, or I want a great relationship with my husband, or with my children. That's what I want. And so even when I'm stressed in the moment, if I'm focusing on, I just want a great relationship with this person, it really helps me focus in the moment and really kind of bring my awareness, which is so important to help me decrease that stress in that moment. Focus on gratitude for what you have. That's such a hard thing. Every morning, first thing when I wake up, the first thing I say is, oh, thank you, God. I wiggle my toes, I breathe air into my lungs, and I just say, thank you. Thank you that I woke up this morning, and thank you for another day and another opportunity. Thank you for the wonderful man sleeping next to me, the wonderful little boy in the next room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm vibrant. My life is so wonderful and so blessed. So just say thank you, thank you, thank you. The next one's learn to slow down. I won't scare you off with meditation. Meditation's so hard for me. I was thinking the other day that my life is so busy. It's so hard for me just to take that time to slow down. Prayer is meditation for me. And there are so many ways that you can meditate without thinking I have to go be a guru and sit and go, Painting is meditation for me. Just something that takes you and brings you into the moment and the awareness of that moment. Walking can be meditation. Singing can be meditation. So just a little bit of slowing down and being still. Reframing, and I'm going to do a video just on reframing. Reframing is wonderful. It's taking lemons and making lemonade out of it and looking at the positives and things. Learn to separate distorted reality from real reality. Ask yourself the question. Byron Katie says this inquiry process, is it true? Can I absolutely know it's true? And when you start thinking about what is my reality right now? Do I really know that's true? Someone I think said something negative about me. Do I really know that's true? Do I really know that person feels that way? So really inquiry about what's going on in your life. Learn the process of inquiry. Learn healthy boundaries. Learn to say no. We overextend, especially around the holidays. We're buying presents. We're doing things that we know we really can't do. And so, and then people say, well, can you watch my kids? Or can you do this? Or you can do that? And we want to be pleasers, especially as women. We want to please everybody. So that's really hard. So just learn to have healthy boundaries. Protect you, because if you're not a good you can't be good for anybody else. So having those healthy boundaries can be really good. There's a great book by Dr. Townsend and McLeod called Boundaries, and that changed my life. It really helped me be able to accept that my no's can be as beneficial to people as my yeses. So great stuff. And the last thing is have fun. And in the new year, I want to start some workshops and do some videos on just having fun, because we forget how to have fun. The holidays are all about fun. It's about parties, but we stress about, do we have the right dress? Do we have the right decorations? Do we have the right food, the right hors d'oeuvres? Is it all good? Relax. Have some fun and just focus on family and friends and the enjoyment of the moment. So I've got some great videos that I'm going to continue on stress. Hope this was helpful for you. It's just a start, but again, just to recap, simplify, slow down, be still, be in the moment, and have fun. Have a happy holiday, and I'll see you real soon. Thanks.